Doing well.
Good.
As some of you know, I'm counting my days here.
Yes, you are.
This is my second to last meeting here with you guys. So I'm going to take these two opportunities and talk about whatever I can talk about. Not whatever, it's important stuff. Today, I would like to talk about what I have been doing. Not I have been doing, but what I've been employed by the Department of Water Resources, particularly Division of Flood Management. So today, I'm going to talk about some of the highlights that I've been working on, a couple of the projects. Mainly, it's a thank you to the Division of Flood Management for giving me this opportunity. I felt like I have grown quite a bit. I don't think the day I joined this office, start at this building, I was a little shaky. And those of you who remember me joining Toastmasters, I couldn't stand like this without the day hiding me. But today I can. I feel like I have the confidence to do that. So today, what we do as Division of Flood Management is we cover a lot of ground. A lot of our stuff is tedious. Think of it as washing dishes. When you're presenting, when a guest shows up to your house for a dinner, you present, nice dishes with nicely prepared food. But what goes behind it is getting messy, getting your hands dirty, washing those dishes. So we do a lot of that. But with that, there's also a nice presentation that goes along with it. So I think that we also have a lot of tedious work that we do. We have we manage over 1,500 miles of project levees. These are levees that are built by federal government and have given the insurance through insurance. They have turned it over to the state, and we did an insurance agreement with the locals and turned it over. The areas where we didn't have locals interest, state does the maintenance for those, and we have about 300 miles of levees that are maintained by the state. The rest of the levees, roughly about 1,200 miles, are maintained by the locals, but we have the jurisdiction over those levees. What are levees? Why do we care about them? So the levees is what protects us from flooding. We decided to build this infrastructure in an area that is prone to flooding. To keep us safe, we had to build these man-made structures that separates us from the floodwater. But occasionally, levees do break. They are not perfect, and you have to manage the risk. Our job is to minimize the risk. Risk to life safety, prevent lost life, and property damage. Those are our main things. So what I'm going to basically talk about is a couple of the websites that we've been working on. Last year, well, not working on it. They're current. They're up on online. So basically, I'd like to share a website that our office use, or it actually is being updated by our office, Hydrology and Flood Operation Office. And this is the CDEC, California Data Exchange Center, where we do a lot of the data collection, and then that data goes live on the website for the public to view, to know what's really going on. You could go onto this website and check the river conditions, see how much the water is on your levee that is protecting your house or your property. So basically, there's a lot of information that goes on that. So there's information about precipitation, how much rain has fallen over a year or over a certain amount of period. You could do the river condition, the river forecast, what it looks like over the next 5 days, the river stage to go up or down. Reservoirs as well as snow. What's up in the snow, we keep track of. What's up in the mountain, we keep track of that. The amount of snow, how much of that snow is if you convert that to water content. So all that is important information that Hydrology and Flood Operation Office keep track of. Today, what I really wanted to kind of highlight to you guys, share with you guys, was the precipitation, and mainly last year's event. Some of you might not know, last year was, for the Sacramento Basin, was the wettest year on record. To put that in perspective, here's a chart that I'd like to share with you all. Average precipitation, and I apologize, I tried to focus with the projector, but that was the best I could have done. Average precipitation on an annual basis is about 51 inches, 51.8. Last year, well, and the wettest year before last year was 1982-1983 year, which is this line over here. Last year, we beat that by more than 6 inches. 6 inches. And that's at almost 95 inches of rain. That fell over the northern Sierras. So basically, these are, we call them the aid station index. Basically, we have gauges up in the mountains that measure the snow, measure the rain, and then we do an average, and we say this is how much it fell over this basin. So it was a wet year. And in turn, we in the valley were busy. I was part of the flood operation activation along with many other people, and we responded to many incidents that occurred. We worked with our local partners who are first responders out on the levees, letting us know how the conditions are when the levees are holding back the water. And then we work with our state partners. The state partners are maybe the people that manage the reservoirs that are releasing water into the channels that are holding back, and the levees that are holding back the water from getting into the floodplain. So today, in 2017, we responded to over 100 incidents. Out of that, I'm just going to show a highlight, a few. Here's a org chart that we had as we went into our longest activation on record, I believe, which was 144 days long. Started on the beginning of February. This is a shorter version of the roster that we had. Here's myself. And then it expands down. As you can see, a lot of these roles are empty, don't have the names in there, but as we went longer, we had to give breaks and we expanded. So DFM staffs were pretty busy last winter into spring. One of the incidents I want to talk about is, or share with you, is a close call about the Big Breach. There's a levee that broke. The failure mode was piping. This is a levee along the San Joaquin River, and as you can see, it started to separate, and the water started going into an area where we don't want it to go. Luckily, we had our incident command teams out in the area, and they responded. Locals responded first. I would like to give credit to them, for sure. But with the state's help, we were able to close that breach before it actually inundated the full area. So this is just one example that I wanted to share with you all. And then there's a happy ending, a picture out of the management system. That you can tell there's a So we work with not only the locals and the state partners, but also federal partners. We also had a rep from FEMA. We had a rep from National Guards that were with us, and they were trying to help us, Army Corps of Engineers. So we had a lot of federal help that was brought into us to manage and make sure that we could actually prevent life loss as well as property damage. They took this picture, by the way, after I had left. Thank you to them. I was part of this too. And then I would like to, I'm now out of time here, but I'd like to quickly share with you a couple of the tools that we built. And this is a program that I was part of, not actually this one, but responding to incidents that had occurred. And now you have a breach and you can't really close that breach. But now you need to look at the next step. How can you prevent from the floodwater getting anywhere into the area where you don't want it to go? So we have models that we could use to kind of help ourselves predict how fast the water is moving and where that water would go. We just worked on a real-time inundation modeling project that I was part of, and we have now tools that could help us identify based on where the breach is. We could get ahead of that water and try to do a temporary levee and prevent that water going into an area where we don't want it to go. So I just wanted to share with you a quick snap of that. This is up in Feather River, and I'm going to do a breach up on the east side of the Feather River, just above Yuba City. I live in Yuba City, so I just thought I wanted to see how the water goes. So here we go. So here's the breach that just occurred, and now we're starting to see how that model is predicting the water would go. So we have time, this is 12, 13 hours, and with time, the water is getting into the floodplain. So if we have an area, we know there is an urban area, we already have a breach. How can we prevent that water getting into this area? So with time, we can tell over here, it's about 30 hours since the breach has occurred. Maybe we got another 20 hours, and we could do a little berm and prevent that water from coming into this area, and direct it over into ag land and prevent property damage, and also notify the locals what's happening. So these are the type of tools that some of the tools that DFM has built for us to be prepared for a situation where we might have to deal to a situation where we might not be able to close the breach, but we have to respond in a way that is safe for people working in a situation, as well as it will prevent damages to the property out where people have houses and this is just kind of showing few tools that DFM has, particularly hydrology and flood operation office, and I've been proud of the fact that I was involved. I learned a lot of these tools, and it's a knowledge that I'm going to be taking with me as I live in this valley. I live in Yuba City, so it's important to me as it is to most of you that live in the valley. So thank you to DFM, and thank you to all of you for giving me an opportunity to speak and share this knowledge with you. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you.